year, new TBR. It is time to start 2025 off on an amazing note. Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Bree and this is For Positive Book. Today I am letting Kerplunk choose my TBR. If you're new around here, Kerplunk is a game that I played all the time as a kid, and essentially you pull the sticks out, hopefully the marbles don't fall, and that's pretty much the point of the game. And last year I made it bookish. So Kerplunk is a TBR game where I pull a stick and I pick a prompt, and then I have to find a book that meets that prompt, and if the marbles fall I have to take a punishment. I will roll a dice to see how many sticks I'm going to be pulling. I use a d12 dice, and then generally if I don't complete the month before's TBR, then I will also add on a d6, so there's a potential of 18 books. We try to avoid that, but since we are starting fresh for 2025, we will not be doing a punishment or anything like that, but stay tuned because it'll probably happen at some point this year. Before we do that, let's talk about some required reads that I'm definitely going to be getting to in the month of January. My Patreon and I are reading The Hunger Games right now in preparation for the new one coming out in March. So in January, we will be reading Mockingjay. I'm very excited about this one. This is my favorite of the original trilogy, and it really ramps up the stakes, and I'm just excited to get back into the world. I was reminded of something that happened in this book and I was like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot about it. I read these books back in 2020 before Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes came out, and I remember just, you know, reliving it and finding new and impressive things, and I'm doing the same thing again, and it's been such a great time reading it. We have a Discord chat going on, and it's been a great time. So we'll be reading this in January. Then I am doing a cover challenge for my Patreon. So every month there is something that you have to find on the cover for a book. And I'm not sold on this one because if something pops up in Kerplunk, we could switch it out. However, the prompt for January is to find a book with hands on the cover. And I have the special edition of Bound by Gravity by Jenny Hickman. This is an author that's going to Romantasy BookCon in February, so it would be really cool to read her books before I get there. Then I can like talk to her about it and stuff. And it does have, at least the special edition has these you know, hands, like they're hands made of stars, but they are hands. And this was part of the Romantasy book box that I got from Unplugged Book Box. You know, listen, I would love to be able to read these right away. So we'll see if it ends up on the TBR or if something gets moved around, but I definitely have to find a book with hands on the cover. If you're interested in my TBR, not to self-plug or anything, but the information will be all linked down below. I am also going to be participating in TBRathon, which is hosted by Leandra over at Leandra the TBR Zero. I'm not going to be picking my books for that yet. I'm going to be playing Pause and Bookshelf, obviously. 4 Pause, bookshelves. It just worked, okay? And much like TBR Harvest, I am going to just roll as I go for a week, and it'll be a lot of fun. So stay tuned for a vlog for that. Before we get into the nuts and bolts of Kerplunk and all of my books that I will be reading, let's pick a book out of the water bowl. This is a perk for the top 2 tiers of my Patreon. They get to pick 3 books that they want me to read. It can be books they've read, they can be books that they haven't read, it can be books they've loved, books I own, books they hated. It, you know, whatever they want, whatever they want. And honestly, my Patreon loves me because there is so much romantasy in this. I refilled it today, and I am excited for so many of the books in here that I'm really hoping that the water bowl is nice to me. Without further ado, let's pick one of these. I'm going to try to read it in January, but obviously I will give myself January and February to read it, and then we'll try it again in March. I'm gonna need, these are falling out. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna need a bigger water bowl, clearly, or smaller Post-it notes maybe. That might be the answer. They're all sticking together too. Okay, we're gonna try this one. Ooh, okay. This is exciting. This is The Boyfriend by Frida McFadden, and this is Aoife's pick. So let me go grab that. This is her newest release, and it sounds interesting. I love Frida's books. They are so much fun. They are like a definite like slump killer, because you can read it so fast, and they're just kind of like edge of your seat good times. And this is about Sydney Shaw, and she has terrible luck with dating. She's seen it all. Men who lie in their dating profile, men who stick her with the dinner bill, and worst of all, men who can't shut up about their mothers. But finally, she hits the jackpot. Her new boyfriend is utterly perfect. He's charming, handsome. He's a doctor at a local hospital. Sydney is swept off her feet. Then the brutal murder of young women, the latest in a string of deaths across the coast, confounds police. The primary suspect, a mystery man who dates his victims before he kills them. Sydney should feel safe. After all, she is dating the man of her dreams, but she can't seem to shake her own suspicions that the perfect man may not be as perfect as he seems, because someone is watching her every move, and if she doesn't get to the truth, she'll be the killer's next victim. It's going to be twisty and turny and fun, and not as it, you know, everything's not going to be as it seems. It's gonna be a good time. I'm excited about this. With that, let's talk about how many books we're going to be reading. I have my dice tray here. I have my very cool, like a dragon D12 dice. Here we go. Okay, not too bad. We have a 5. It's not gonna focus, is it? There we go. So let's move on over to the Kerplunk Tower. I am reorganizing my office right now, and my desk has a lot of things on it. So I had to make a temporary little setup for my Kerplunk Tower. I have 2 different colors here. The green stick means that it's going to be from an author that I have read from before, and the orange means that it's going to be a new to me author. So either a debut or just an author I have never read. And then those black cards right there, I will pick one if a marble falls through. Hopefully we do not have to deal with that today. I don't even know what I want, okay, honestly. But let's start with a new author. They're already moving. I got 1 and they're already starting to move. It's fine. Okay, and we have the highest rated on Goodreads. For the highest rated on Goodreads from an author that I have not read from before, this was actually really hard. I recently went through and cleared a lot of books on my want to read shelf, and so a lot of the like high rated books are ones that haven't come out yet, because like, so that's, they only have 20 ratings, they have early review copies, whatever, so they're not out. I can't read them. So I had to kind of scroll down a little bit, but I have The Tainted Cup by Robert Jackson Bennett. It had a 4.32, I believe, which is still pretty good. This is a fantasy mystery, and it's been praised by a lot of people. I've been watching a lot of best books of the year, and this has popped up once or twice. I want to say it's kind of like a Sherlock Holmes style fantasy mystery. Yeah, a Holmes and Watson style detective duo. D'Artagna's grandest mansion, an imperial officer lies dead, killed to all appearances, when a tree erupted from his body. Even here at the Empire's borders, where contagions around and the blood of the Leviathans works strange magical changes, it's a death both terrifying and impossible. Assigned to investigate it is Anna de Labra, a detective whose reputation for brilliance is matched only by her eccentricities. Rumor has it that she always wears a blindfold and can solve impossible cases without stepping outside the walls of her home. At her side is her new assistant, magically altered in ways that make him the perfect aid to Anna's brilliance. I've heard amazing things about this book. A lot of people have really enjoyed it, and I believe the sequel comes out early 2025, so this is a great time to pick it up. All right, pick number 2. Okay. Ooh, I love this one. Odd page number. I don't know why odd page number from an author I've read before is so hard, but every book I was picking ended on an even page count, and I was like, come on guys, what is going on? But I did find one. Now, I have talked about this a little bit before, but I will be doing a Reading Booktuber's favorite books vlog at the end of January, and I don't want to kind of give away how I'm going to be doing that, but let's just say that Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez will likely be in that vlog at some point in time. There are so many people that loved this book. There are so many people that have this and other Abby books on their best books of the year. And including the epilogue, it's 405 pages, so I'm counting it. This is a contemporary romance. I've heard amazing things about it. I really loved Part of Your World, but then I skipped the next one because there was a trigger in it that I was not keen to read at the time. I was warned about it ahead of time, and so I just skipped it. So I might end up getting spoiled by the couple that is in that one, but that's okay. This book is about Emma. She is cursed. Every guy that she dates ends up finding his true love and the person that he's gonna marry after he dates her. But it turns out she's not the only one afflicted with this condition. His name is Justin, and his Reddit thread about being love's good luck charm has gone viral. Now the two have come up with an ingenious plan. They date each other, their curses will cancel out, and they'll go on to find their soulmate. Only Justin wasn't supposed to be unbelievably cute and hilarious. Obviously, like, they're gonna fall for each other. That sounds like a good time. And while Abby definitely puts the, like, the cute and the rom-com type things in her books, she also deals with a lot of heavy issues. And this one, I have heard, is no exception. So very excited to get to it. Okay, pick number 3. I feel like there's a lot of red right here. So let's go here. I guess it's orange. Is it orange or red? Here we go. A mood read. Next up, the Kerplunk gods have blessed us this month, and I got a mood read from a new to me author. Now, I'm going to save this one and make it a true mood read. My plan in 2025 is to be able to mood read some. I don't know that that will happen in January because I do have a lot of content that's, you know, gearing around my anniversary on Booktube, as well as the Booktuber favorites, things like that. So I don't know if it'll be like a spur of the moment, I want to read this for no other reason, or if I use this for a book that I will be reading for my Booktuber favorites, because obviously there will be some from authors that I have not read from before. All right, let's pick another green one. There we go. All right, an arc. Then we got an arc from an author that I have read from before, and I am definitely going to be putting on Adrift in Currents Clean and Clear for this one by Shauna McGuire. This is the 10th book in the Wayward Children series, and is definitely a book that I am very excited for. I have been waiting to read it, okay? It's been sitting on my Kindle for so long. I actually got the audio arc from it as well, and I could have read it in 2024, but I wanted to continue my tradition of reading it on New Year's Day, so it will be the first book that I read in 2025 to start the year off with a bang. I know it'll be a strong book, and I'll at least get one book out of the way for Kerplunk. All right, and finally, hopefully, the final one. I feel like this one is kind of calling to me. It's kind of just sticking out. Oh my god. Did you see it move? They did not fall, but oh my gosh, if I had to do a 6th one, it would definitely fall. Ooh, we got a mood read for this one too? Okay, I don't know what I did to deserve this honor from Kerplunk, this blessing, but I got mood read again from an author that I have read from before. And again, I'm going to save this for a Booktuber favorite, or potentially Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. I will definitely be reading this one in January. This one comes out at the end of January, like the 3rd week, I believe. I don't know the exact date, but I'm going to be vlogging it. I am very excited about it. I'm going to a midnight release party, so it's definitely going to be one that I read right away. So honestly, that's probably what this mood read will be. That is it. That was not that bad. Thank you, Kerplunk, for starting off easy. Baby steps into the new year. Let me know down in the comments below a book that you are dying to get to in January. For me, it's definitely Adrift in Currents Clean and Clear, as well as Onyx Storm. These two are my highly anticipated releases for January. If you want to see some of my other anticipated releases for 2025, I will leave that video right here for you. You can check it out, add some more books to your ever-growing TBR. And if you're not feeling chatty, do a turtle emoji. If you're new here and you have not yet subscribed, there's a little button that you can do so down below the video. If you'd like to hang out with me more, the links to my Instagram, Goodreads, Twitter, and my Patreon are linked in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!